Well, hello there. Well, winter's back at Heartlight Studios. Just like the winter of grief. See my shirt? I don't know if you can read that, but sometimes the winter comes back, and sometimes winter comes back, it gets colder, and sometimes you need a hug. And today I feel like I need a hug. So I'm going to go out and see my horses. Going out to see the horses always makes me feel better. Geez, I had horses growing up, you know, and then not for many years until after my son died, and then my daughter Megan, who loved horses, was given a horse by my sister. So I needed to find a place that had a barn. So my daughter and I went out house hunting, left suburban cul-de-sac and started looking out in the country for a place where we could put her horse. And we surprised my wife one day and said, honey, look what we found. And that's another story. But let's go see the girls. We have 3 girls here. My horse, Lucky, died age 36, about 2 years ago. But my wife's horse, Two Socks, is over here. She's 34, I think. Oh, there she's turning around. And she's blind. But still a very present part of our family. She hears my voice. She's expecting some grain, I think. And this one is Peggy Sue, the little one. Miniature, and then we have Peace Baby over here. Can you see Peace Baby? Hello, Peace Baby. Say hi to the camera. Okay, now I'm gonna get them some grain. Okie dokie then. I got some grain here. Can you see it in there? Just a wee bit. Just takes the chill off for these old horses. Oh, Two Socks. Can you see her poor eye? Yeah. And she's she's smelling that grain. Oh, you want that grain? Okay, girls. Okay. Okay, girls. Okay. See? They're happy. Yeah, you know, growing up around horses has taught me something, you know, about grief. We once, my sister once had a horse named Isha. It sounds like a fairy tale, but she'd gotten this horse and we could not load it into the trailer. No matter what they did, they could not get in the trailer. She called me and told me that they'd come down and help, so I helped, but she was doing everything that my dad had done to get a horse into a trailer. You tied it up with a rope to these little metal loops on the side of the trailer, and you kind of yank, put a rope on either side of the trailer, and and you put a halter on with a rope, and you pull this horse into the trailer. But she was digging all her feet in. She would not. That would not work. She would just sit down. So you get men behind her with ropes, and you pull a big rope behind her butt, try to get her into that trailer. She would not go. She would just lean each way or fall. So they said, okay, we have to hobble her. So hobbling is they take one leg and they just lift it up and they bind it so you can't stand it. You only have 3 legs, and she would fall down. It would still not go in the trailer. Then they try to twitch, and they wrap a rope with a chain on it around the muzzle of their mouth, and they twitch it. It's called a twitch, and it hurts like hell. So they try to get her in the trailer that way. She would not budge. I called an old Native American veterinarian, horseshoer, jack of all spiritual trades, just a neat man. And I called Warren, and I said, Warren, how do we get Isha in that trailer? He said, son, you're working too hard. Make it easy. He said, get a whip. You got a long whip, like a lunge whip? And I said, yeah, we have a lunge whip. So I got this lunge whip. He said, now stand right behind that horse. You stand right behind the horse. And they can't see directly behind them, so they get real nervous when you stand directly behind them. stand far enough away so you don't get kicked, because they, not sure what's behind them. But you take that whip and you snap it at the ground right behind their feet. Don't hit them, just snap the ground behind their feet to make the, and they just, and he said they'll get so uncomfortable they'll jump in the trailer. So we did it. I tried it, got this whip, snapped the ground behind her feet, and just we had a lunge line in front. We had someone hold her with a lead rope into the trailer, slack. Make sure it was slack, not to have any pull on it, not to make her think she's being pulled in, or that she has no control or no choice in the matter. So you let it go loose so she has a choice to go forward. And you snap behind her feet, make it uncomfortable, and she just jumped in the trailer with like 2 minutes. They were trying for 2 hours. So it was all the approach. It was just like with grief, you can't make people do something they don't want to do or have the capacity to do. You just have to encourage them to go a direction, with love and support and suggestion, loving suggestion. But find those friends that offer that support. That will urge you on too. Like we urged the horse into the trailer, but not to make him do it your way. Just make it available. Make it look enticing. Make it look like something they need. So shine by example. Turn on your heart light in anything you do. But in grief, again, we talk about shining by example. Shining by example is just turning on your heart light. So even in the winter of your grief, turn on your heart light. Take time to smell the horses. Good night.